Hi everybody on the web who came to mixfm.com. I'm Ross.
In bed with Ross.
I got a nickel.
You'd have a nickel.
I would honestly have one nickel.
Oh, don't be silly.
No, honestly, it's not every day I get, to bring people in my bed. I have a dog, and that's the extent of my social life. So isn't this fun? Welcome to, how many listeners do you have?
What, like, well, our ratings just went up, maybe like over 1 million?
Yeah, let's spoon, everybody.
Yay. This is your second Rosie Cruise. You must love this.
Third! My third! My first one was 1 year ago on this boat, the Norwegian Dawn. We went down to, like, Orlando, to the Caribbean, right? I think? Yeah. And I fell in love. It's what I look forward to all year long.
Okay, you're holding a Canadian flag. You must love Canada.
Oh, Canada, my home and native land.
Yeah.
How weird is this that we're just laying here? Now, this is your first cruise, right?
It is, and I'm loving every minute of it. And I didn't take any of any sort of motion sickness thing or anything.
You get used to it. When I sleep on these boats, it's like being in the womb. Because you gently rock.
You're having the best sleeps ever.
Amen to that.
Okay, I want to ask you
Hit it.
about the Leno show.
Yeah.
And so, how did that come to be? And if not that, what?
Okay, okay, well, here's how it happened. I was just an intern, like behind the scenes, copies, faxes, all that stuff. But I've always wanted to be a talk show host since I was a really, really little kid. And so I came down to LA just to be near that for college. And then my senior year in college, I got the internship. And on my last day of the internship, a comic dropped out of covering the Ocean's 11 premiere. And someone said, well, Ross is funny, why don't we send him? So they were like, we'll take a chance. And now it's almost 7 years later.
And do you ever get to talk to Leno, or is he like, no? Like, do you ever get to see him?
Of course, I work in the office with him.
I don't know, maybe he's that man behind the curtain.
No, he's exactly on TV like he is in person. You know what I mean? There's nothing. It's the same with Rosie. I mean, I'm so lucky to have met these amazing people who are exactly like they are on TV in person, and they live up to every expectation.
What's one thing about, there's the two-parter, what's one thing about Leno that nobody knows except you? And what's one thing that you two share, like maybe like a little Leno-Ross secret?
Oh my God. One thing about Jay that nobody knows.
Like, does he, like, what is, like,
well,
what's his ritual? Maybe
well, I was just going to say, he has these weird rituals backstage. I'm totally getting in trouble for saying this, but he's got to touch, like, certain things when he walks by. Them, like, doorknobs and whatnot. And then backstage, there's Joey, the stagehand guy who's on the show a bunch, will stand there, and they do this thing where Joey hands Jay a glass of water, and they bow to each other, and he sips it. Like it's silly bow, not like a thing, but just like, thank you. Sips it, and then he goes out. But every time, and like sometimes I like can see from like I feel like it's private moments. I don't want to like be there, but that happens every show. He's very into rituals like that. Not like,
that's weird.
Not Tina Turner or like Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
No myo renge kyo. He doesn't do that, but still.
So are you implementing a ritual before you go on?
Thank you, dear God. That's what I say. One more time.
What else is next for you? Are you doing what you want to do now, or?
Well, there's no set path to becoming a talk show host, so you just kind of make it up as you go along. I feel like back in the day, it was kind of, stand-up was the way to get it done, and that still works for people, but I don't really write jokes and boom, did you hear the one about? It's more about in the moment for me. And so what I'm trying to do is, like, online, I have this blog that every day I do 10 minutes of video.
By the way, I love the talkies, and I'm hoping that maybe we can get on. I mean, I want to be on a talkie.
Yeah, you want to be in a talkie?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're filming something for your website right here, right? The talkie is something that I don't like the word vlog, video blog. I hate it, so I call it talkie blog.
And I liked the old intro that you've removed.
I thought it was too long, but I have a really good singing voice. If you heard me singing, by the way, here on the Our Family Cruise, singing karaoke with Sharon Gless.
What's your song? Sharon Gless, by the way, I loved her in Queer as Folk.
Yes, and she was on Cagney and Lacey. She was...
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, Queer as Folk. Wait, they're reading a message from the... Can they hear that? Oh, no, it's kind of
they
quiet.
will, though, because I'm doing one with Simon.
Alright, shut up. You're going to get... Simon is the cruise director.
I know, I said, dude, I got to do one
Hold
with
on, ready.
Aaron.
Hello there, this is Simon, your cruise director.
Can I just tell you how annoying that is when you're napping or watching Law and Order and he comes on?
I know.
Shut up.
By the way, you're on a cruise. Why are you laying in bed watching Law and Order?
Okay.
Get out. You're a little pasty. Go get some sun.
I was watching Law and Order just because I started, I put it on, and you can really get into that show.
Oh man, do they not have in Canada?
No, we do. I just never really.
Oh.
I mean, I'm a Family Guy guy.
If you really want to watch the Law and Order SVU, that's the one to watch.
What's on your TiVo?
To be honest with you, all I watch is HGTV, House, Home and Garden TV.
We have that.
You have that? So,
yeah.
House Hunters, you know, with Suzanne Huang. I'm Suzanne Huang. Welcome to House Hunters. I'm obsessed with her. So I wrote, she's this Asian woman with bangs, I post it. I wrote her an email on her website, and I'm like, Suzanne Huang, I love you. So she wrote me back. 2 days later, she was doing a talkie blog with me. And then I bought a new house and invited her to the housewarming party, and she came and I filmed her saying, "Good news, the house is his." You know, she says that every episode.
Yes.
Oh man, I make things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is. I'm very impressed by that. That's something I would do. I'm very impressed.
So how did you get to come
here?
No,
I'm not. I'm not getting.
I have questions.
So
okay.
you and Sharon singing. I want to know what song.
That's what friends are for.
I'm sorry for somebody that maybe doesn't know how it goes.
For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore. 'Cause that's what friends are for. And then Sharon Glass, of course, sings the man part.
Which would be what?
Oh no. And though the time when we are apart. I think it's the man part. Close your eyes and say something else in my son. I don't know the words. You just make noises and grunt.
Sounds like the guy in the movie Scrooge.
But that's a trick. You can just moan and grunt when you do the man part. By the way, Cyndi Lauper's on the last cruise.
Yes.
After her performance, she's in the piano bar singing.
On top of the piano.
On top of the piano.
Oh,
this is like the weird access you get on this boat, right? Well, by the way, it's a ship, not a boat. But you come and you think it's going to be the stars over there and the rest of us over here. And next thing you know, you're sitting playing slots next to Sharon Glass. Or you're singing with Cyndi Lauper. Or Sheena Easton's walking by at the buffet. You know what I mean?
Or you're swimming with Ross.
Oh, well, that would never happen.
Karaoke.
I don't really get naked, and I'm not a big pool person. But you could sing with me. I have a really good voice. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, last couple of questions.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know from you. What do you do on your downtime? You know, how do you prepare for the skits that you do?
Well, the trick for my stuff on the Tonight Show is that I don't prepare at all, because it doesn't work that way for me. Like if I have to say a line, I'll mess it up. It won't sound right. How I prepare is I just know everything about pop culture, kind of. You know, like at the Oscars that people are walking down, I'm telling my producers, we got to get this, because I know, and I don't ask the normal questions. I always think that the way I interview is, as a fan, if I could sit down with someone, my favorite stars, in the food court of a mall and really ask them.
That's my analogy. When people go, why don't I prepare for it? Like, I have nothing prepared for this.
Yeah,
so
it
if I
works
walked into
better.
Starbucks and you're there.
But the crap I do know is weird things about people. Like Dixie Carter, you're a Republican. How the hell do I know that?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just, that's how I do it. And I watch a lot of people do interviewing celebrities really poorly. That makes me bored to tears.
So, last question. What do you think of celebrity culture and, like, rehab, and how all of a sudden, I do blame TMZ for this, but how everybody's, like, you know, with the rehab and, like, the Britneys and the Lindsay Lohans and all that stuff, of how it seems as though celebrity is not what it used to be. Longest question ever.
Well, I'm just jealous, really. Because I would love to have their careers, so I'm going to get an addiction of some kind, and I'm going to go into rehab. Maybe I'll even become friends with them in rehab, because and they always seem to come out dating somebody. Don't you know? Did you notice that? Every time Lindsay Lohan goes, she has a new boyfriend. So I'm going to give it a spin.
Or girlfriend.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah,
Don't you love to live in a world now? Don't you love that we live in a world that Lindsay Lohan can be a lesbian, and we're all like, okay.
Well, I just think because, like, the Lohans have done, and the Lohans have done so much, that's just like. Oh, expected.
All right, is this going to be your last interview in a bit?
Yes, because I want this.
Go out on a high.
Yeah.
And my last question for you is, how was I?
It was awesome. But, like, how do you look great?
Oh, thanks.
So what is your secret for keeping fit and stuff like that? Like, you look awesome.
Well, I lost, just a bunch of weight on Celebrity Fit Club and more since, and there's no secret. I really wish I knew the secret. People ask me the secret. The secret was eating healthy and, like, working out, which sucks, but you gotta do it.
Like, I spend so much on a trainer, and I try and eat so well, and blah, 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 and it's just like, it's so boring.
Yeah, no, it's no fun at all. It hasn't been fun. But you know what is fun? Feeling good, people saying you look good, and, I don't know, it's the best thing I ever did, but the hardest thing I ever did.
But now don't you have a craving for cheesies?
Oh my God. Seriously, I would do disgusting things for a Dorito. Disgusting prison kind of things for a Dorito. That's all I dream about. And Snickers. Oh my God. You have no idea the things I would do.
Go on.
Can we have people call in and, and suggest things that I would do?
All the time we have for today. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure spending time in your bed with you.
Well, you know, if I had a nickel.
You've got nothing to lose. Won't you let me take you on a